Prophet of Thought. The Prophet of Thought series. Open your mind. Prophet of Thought series. Open your mind. Prophet of Thought series. Open your mind.
Peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Prophet of Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you know that already. That's why you're here. Tonight, got a special show for y'all tonight. Tonight, we will be talking with Miss JoAnn Taylor, mother of Timothy Taylor. I don't know if you folks are familiar with the Timothy Taylor story, but you will be after this show is over. As you know, here on the Prophet of Thought series, because this is the Prophet of Thought series, we are going to be doing a series of these stories. As you know, hey, what's going on, Lady Cats? I see you up there. As you know, we're going to be doing a series of these shows because last week, y'all know, we had Mrs. Monteria Robinson on, and she spoke about her son. Tonight, we're going to have Mrs. Taylor on, and her story is a little different. The police haven't killed her son, but he is being railroaded by the system, and she can tell the story better than I can. I believe she is with us now. Let me check. Hey, what's going on, WOTP, Lady Ming? I see you up there. Mrs. Taylor, are you there? I see her. I think her mic is muted. Mrs. Taylor? Of course, somebody is now calling me like they always do. Mrs. Taylor? I might have to call her and let her know that we on the air. I might have to call her and let her know that we're on the air. Hold on, y'all. Just talk amongst yourselves. Maybe she can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Can the audience hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Maybe she can't hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. We might be having some technical difficulties up in here. Okay, good, Lady Cats. Thanks. I'm going to have to make a phone call, let her know that we are live.
I can hear you.
Okay.
But I don't think you can hear me.
You have your microphone muted. Unmute your mic. Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah, because I've tried and it won't unmute it.
Okay, it's not letting me unmute you. And it won't let you unmute it. Try going out and coming back in. If you can.
Okay, I'll try.
Just go out and come back in. Yeah, we do have her, y'all, but I believe she's experienced some technical difficulties. And I have to...
I'm trying to get back in now.
Okay. Okay, you're coming up, but you're coming up muted again. And there's no way for you to unmute your mic.
No, I kept trying to unmute it and it won't let me. I clicked on it several times.
Okay. Are you using control room? You might have to go to the control room. You might have it muted through the control room. I wonder why it's not letting me do it. Not letting me do it either. Which is strange.
Okay, it's telling me that you have to do it.
Okay. It's not letting me do it either. It's weird. is going on? Can't get my people up on here. The internet messing up. Yeah, we're back now. We're back. I don't know what the hell just happened. Having all kind of technical difficulties up here, y'all. I can't get my guest on. And it won't let me unmute. I don't know what the hell's going on. And it won't let me unmute her for some reason. It won't let me do it. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this, Miss Taylor. Go out. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna resend the link, try to figure out what's going on here. I'm gonna pull my New York City correspondent in and see if she's having problems with the link too. So just go out and I'll get back at you in a few minutes once I figure out what's happening here. Okay? Give me a few minutes. Well, right now, shit is fucking up, of course, y'all. Let me see if Teach can come in. I'm trying to bring Teach in, see what happens. Call her right quick. Hey, what's going on, Teach? I'm about to send you the link now. See if you can get in, because I'm having a problem getting Miss Taylor in. So yeah, I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link, all right? I'm gonna send it again. All right. Here we go with this shit, man. Here we go with this shit. Let me see if she can come in. And I can kind of figure out what the hell is happening. I think it's on her end, though. I don't think it's on my end. She probably got that control room shit activated. What? She did not just write me and say she's going to come on after Master Chef go off. She did not just write that. Master Chef. Really? Really, Teach? Oh, you know I'm jumping on her ass when she get on here. I'm jumping on her ass when she gets on here. Jesus. Jesus. Really, Teach? Really? All right. Let me go ahead. Let me tell. Let me write her. Tell her to try the link again because I do believe it's on her end, not mine. Let me see something. Let me try something. Hate when this shit happens, man. Always some old bullshit. Always some old bullshit, y'all. Now, let me see. If I do this. Yeah. Always some old bullshit, man. Do this. Why don't let me? What the hell's going on, y'all? I don't know what's happening, y'all. Shit just crazy right now. Okay, Miss Taylor, are you there? Miss Taylor? Okay, I see her. I know you said it's on my end, but there's nothing, if you can hear me, there's nothing here on my end that I can do. It's got to be something over there. It's got to be something on your end, madam. It's got to be, because there's nothing. Do you have control room activated? Why it won't let me unmute her? I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. And I can't even tell. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Somebody try to patch in Lady Katz, WOTP, who's ever in the chat room. Try to jump on this link and see what happens so I can find out what the deal is. If y'all can hear me. I was hoping to get Tisha to do it, but you know, she got to watch television first. So it's about to be fired. You're about to be fired. Somebody jump on that link right there. That's in the chat room. I don't know what's going on. It has to be on your end, though, madam. I think. Somebody jump on the chat so I can see what's going on, see if someone else can get in. Underrated darkness in the house. Yo, jump on that link right there. Underrated darkness. Let me see what's going on, man. Make sure it's not on my end. Something's going on here. If you can hear me. Somebody jump on there so I can see what's going on. Somebody. WOTP. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. No problems with nothing. It's got to be on her end. It has to
Yes.
be. It's got to be on her end. It's got to be on your end, Mrs. Taylor. You got something muted. You got yourself muted somehow, and it won't let me unmute you for some reason. It won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. Something's going on over there. So while we try to figure this out, like I said, over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be presenting these stories to the folks. I have a couple more stories that I have in the bag for y'all. You know, I'm going to be bringing y'all stuff like this over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks. And of course, you know, we're going to be doing, you know, the Unicorn 4 series. We're going to continue to do that every Thursday. But every Wednesday, I'm going to be bringing y'all these kind of stories, miscarriages of justice, police brutality, things of that nature. I'm kind of reverting back to my old stuff, because those of you who have followed the Prophet of Thought series for some time, you know that that was my thing. That's what got me started, doing police brutality cases, miscarriages of justice cases. You know, that's what I normally did. That was my bread and butter. Those were my stories. I've gotten away from it a little bit, you know, over the course of a couple of years. I haven't done as many. I still do them, but I haven't done as many as I used to do. So I'm going to start back doing that. And I started last week, and like I said, I'm going to continue to bring you folks these stories every Wednesday. I don't know what we got going on with the I don't know what's going on with Mrs. Taylor's mic right now. We're having some serious technical difficulties. Matter of fact, let me call her. We might have to do it on the phone. As a matter of fact, and I'm thinking about it. Let me go. Let me see if I can bring my phone lines up. Let me see if I can do that, because I do have phone lines, y'all. I didn't know that, did y'all? Do have phone lines. So let me see here. Let me see here. If I can bring my lines up, y'all. See if I can bring the lines up, y'all. Okay. Maybe I'll do it like that. Maybe I'll just have her call in, because it doesn't seem like I'm gonna be able to get this right. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and, sorry, y'all, I gotta do this. I have to do it. Come on. Let me find out my damn phone lines ain't working either. Let me find out. The damn phone lines ain't working either. I would be pissed. This is crazy right now, y'all. Crazy. Oh, there she is. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I can hear you now, Miss Taylor. I was about to hook up my old ghetto phone lines and have you call in. That's what I was about. That's what I was about to do. Well, hello, welcome to the platform, folks. We're being joined by Miss JoAnn Taylor, mother of Timothy Taylor. I know it took like a long ass time, and I know most of y'all probably left the damn audience by now, but it's all right. I was telling them, that they may not be familiar with Timothy's story as I am, because I read up on it. So why don't you go ahead and explain to them Timothy's story, who he is and who you are.
My name is JoAnn Taylor, and I'm the mother of Timothy Deshaun Taylor. Timothy is my son, of course. He's suffering, and he's a victim of dual sovereignty and double jeopardy. Simply, in simple terms, he served his time for a crime that he did in 2011. He was 18 years old, hung out with some friends, and the state charged him, gave him a sentence, and he completed the sentence. The Fed came back 5.5 years later, and this is what we consider dual sovereignty and double jeopardy, but it's legal. They came back 5.5 years later because they got a letter or a statement from a jailhouse informant trying to get some time dropped off of his 25-year sentence. So they used this former charge that Timothy had to pull him back into court, threaten him with this bogus story, and say, okay, we need information. They use it as a squeeze. And then they said, if you can't give us any information, because apparently they knew that the story was bogus, they knew that it wasn't true, then you'll be facing time for the crime that you've already served time for, because you're actually guilty. You pled guilty to it. We can come back and do this. So simple terms to everybody that's out there. If you've ever served a state sentence and the feds want to bring you in for any particular reason, whatever reason they have, they can rule you back in or pull you back into court for that crime that you committed or the sentence that you've already served, with you not being able to do anything about it. So it's almost useless. If you look at it, it's almost useless to serve a state time, because you can be affected by the feds at any time in your life.
Yeah, because the feds can go ahead and they can charge you. They could pretty much charge you with the same crime on the federal level, right?
Exactly.
Now, how much time was Timothy serving? Because I read the story about what he was charged with before, and that stinks to me. The charge that he is doing time for, the circumstances of that case stinks. Yeah, I didn't like what I read on that. But how much time did he get originally for when he was sentenced originally?
he served a 5-year YOA sentence, which is a youth offender sentence. And the reason for that is because Timothy wasn't. He went to the McDonald's, but when he realized what was going on, or he got afraid, or whatever the case might have been, he left, called for help, left the 2 guys there. So the state thought it was appropriate, because he came to his senses and left the scene, that he just needed to serve probation. He was 18 years old at the time.
So now, I read that they wanted to get him bail, right? Am I getting it? They wanted to get him bail, but the prosecutors on bail because they're claiming too dangerous or something. I understand. Is that right?
Can you repeat that?
I know at one point you give him bail, right? Because he was trying to
Yes.
be bail. Prosecutors were saying that he was too dangerous to be let out. And with family members, I also read that he has some family that have been convicted of some similar crime. They're trying to connect him. They're trying to. I don't understand what's going on with Timothy right now. What did?
Okay. Timothy's family was never convicted of any crime.
Okay.
The stories are what's being written is what the media wants to portray about the family, but when they put out the stories, they never give all of the details. Timothy's father, leading up to this case, and they were throwing tactics out for a matter of years now. They tried to pin the kidnapping on Timothy's father. When we hired a lawyer, a private detective, we found out, to make a long story short, that the young lady that was supposedly kidnapped, or had the police officer stood over her and pointed out my husband. When the detectives did their research, my husband was an hour away from where the kidnapping was taking place, or the alleged kidnapping or attempted kidnapping was taking place. So when everything was over, this young lady said, "Well, I never described, Timothy Taylor." The officers pointed, to his picture, but those things never hit the news. It never hit the paper.
From what is that trying to him the bogus because they haven't found a body.
Your audio messing up, Brother X.
Huh?
Your audio's messing up a little.
This girl, I haven't found whatsoever.
Yeah. You went completely out.
Yeah.
Enemy don't want the story to be heard. Don't want the story to be heard. The enemy.
Oh man.
She just.
Brother X? You're probably trying to fix it.
How you doing?
Okay, he's gonna get it. Oh, what happened? Maybe he's gonna link back into the call.
Okay.
Because people need to hear what really happened.
Okay.
There you go.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Are we back?
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
what the hell is going on with the internet over here. You know, we've been having some kooky weather down here, so I think we got something's going on with the satellite feed or some shit, because you know we've been having some kooky storms down here. So,
Okay.
Jesus, man, I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, the internet is coming in and out, in and out, in and out, and I just paid the damn bill, so I know it ain't that. Yeah, no, it's not that. Okay, the bill has been paid. Can you hear me, Miss Taylor? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
What I was saying was that they're trying to the whole case against Timothy stinks to me. Okay, to me, that's just my personal opinion, that the whole case just stinks. Also, they're trying to make a case that Timothy is guilty of this because his brother, uncle, father did something. So they trying to go with this it runs in the family type thing, kind of, sort of. I mean, that's what I read from it. Like I said, they are trying to connect him to this girl that got missing from Myrtle Beach, right? She got missing from Myrtle
Yes.
Beach. No one knows where the hell she is. Some guy, and I'm just going to give a quick synopsis. Some guy who's locked up in the penitentiary, I think he's doing like 25 years. He told the authorities that he saw this girl in some trap house, stash house. He saw her in there being raped, being molested. She tried to escape. Somebody pistol whipped her, brought her in the house, shot her, and threw her body in a gator pit. We're about up to speed. We're about up to speed with what they're trying to say. Now, this is what gets me. Now, he says that he saw all these people doing this to this girl, but the only person he was able to identify was Timothy. That doesn't make any sense.
No sense. Mm-hmm.
Well, the inmate, the jailhouse informant, he never said anybody else. He said Timothy. But when he was writing his story, or when he was coached to writing his story, clearly he didn't see my son, because he never referenced my son had one arm. And if he's seen my son, then he would have added other people to his story, because my son was not capable of holding this young lady down, pistol whipping her, sexually molesting her, all with one hand, with one arm.
Exactly. That's why I say the whole thing stinks, because like I said, he said it was more than one person that he said was there, but the only person he seemed to identify was Timothy, and he never mentioned the fact that Timothy only has one arm, which would have made it completely impossible for him to do all the shit he's talking about in the first place. That's why I say the story stinks.
Yes, and what he said, the story that was read to us in the court was that he saw Timothy by himself. You know, when he walked into the house, he saw the other people, but he only saw Timothy engaged in this act. Then he was outside talking to Timothy's father. The young lady ran out of the house, supposedly. Timothy ran behind the young lady, dragged her back in, pistol whipped her. And then my husband left the conversation that he and my husband was having, went inside. He heard 2 gunshots. He saw my husband and Timothy come out with the white sheet. So he assumed that it was the young lady. This is how it's written. And then he says they threw her into the alligator pit. For one, you assumed, you never saw. So how do you know, if that was the case, that this is the young lady that's being thrown in the alligator pit? You understand? It's so much hiccups in the story that the Fed, being as intelligent as they're supposed to be, would have even questioned this story. Then on top of that, Mr. X, my son was in school. The archive records for his school show that he was in third period. He never left school. He was 16 at the time. The supposedly stash house is his uncle's house. Somebody lives in the house, is next door to a church, and right across the street from somebody that if anything is going on, they can see. They came in, dug up the grounds, went in, searched the house. There was no DNA, no nothing, no blood spatter, no nothing to even put, no drugs, no nothing to even put this young lady there. Somebody lives in that house to this day.
Well, let me ask you this, Miss Taylor. What I mean, what evidence do they have that this white girl was even there? I mean, what
They don't have any.
Okay.
They don't have any. When we ourselves did the research, this is what they went back and started telling Timothy. Well, we know you didn't do it, but we feel you know something about it.
Okay.
They changed their wording. So then they say, if you can tell us something about it or help us, we'll make this robbery charge go away. When initially they indicted him because they felt like he didn't serve enough time. When there are two other co-defendants that was actually in the McDonald's, Timothy sped away, called for help, and one of the young men got the same time that Timothy got. So how does Timothy not serve enough time?
Well, what is Timothy's status right now today, May 30th, 2018? What is his status right now?
He's being held in Charleston County Detention Center with no bond, no bail.
Because of the suspicion of the girl missing. He's being held because of that.
No, well, they're not saying that anymore. They're saying because of the armed robbery that they indicted him and brought him back because they felt he didn't serve enough time. They're no longer saying, because an article went out in July of last year, 2017, that stated he cannot be held or charged for the disappearance. And we're going to say disappearance because there's no body. There's nothing.
Okay. But
and everything that I mentioned to you, we brought these things to their attention. The judge didn't even know until I got up to speak the day that they arrested him and brought him into court. The judge did not even know he had one arm until I referenced it. And then she looked up from her bench and says, he has one arm?
Wow.
The officers didn't know he had one arm until they went to arrest him.
So do you believe that the reason why they're claiming that he hasn't served enough time is because they feel like he's connected to the missing girl?
Because they wanted to close this case. They wanted to put a black face to this case. They looked at a prior accusation of his uncle that story never got told because the young lady that his uncle was supposedly involved in, her father killed her, but that never hit the news. And his uncle, the charges was dropped. They never came back and aired the story. Never. So the things that people are reading is incomplete information. So her stepfather rather killed her. This was proven. He had a paid attorney that came in and found the evidence that proved this. They never came back on the news and say, we found the killer. It wasn't these guys. All they said is charges dismissed.
Wow.
And it was five black men that was involved in this. So they wanted to close this story, this case rather. And they chose Timothy because they thought that Timothy didn't have a family that was going to fight. Because clearly they should have did the research to say, we need to research this thing to make sure it's going to stick. This is not the only story that's been written. We found out through Timothy's first attorneys that there were several stories that was written that they got somebody to write. And this was the only, so they thought, convincing story until we started doing the research. The young man that wrote the story, he don't know us. He know of us. He doesn't know us, and we don't really know him.
Well, this is where I'm kind of lost at with this. I guess it's because it's state and federal. If he's already been convicted of something, how are they continuing to hold him, saying that he didn't get enough time? I mean, isn't that violating the double jeopardy rule, or are they saying that the double jeopardy rule doesn't apply because
They
the
said
charges
it
are
doesn't
state?
apply.
It doesn't apply because it's federal.
They said it doesn't apply. Yeah.
Okay, because it's federal.
And if you look at it, they used his former charge to bring him in because there's no evidence.
Okay.
Right.
They couldn't even bring him in because there was no evidence. Nothing panned out. So they said, okay, he's the one with a former charge that we can come back and bring him in and say what they were doing is painting a picture to say, okay, if we come in and we say we couldn't, convict him of this disappearance, but we got him. So that was all of the media fabrication, all of the media hype about this case and everything. And then they come back a year later and say, okay, we don't have enough evidence to try him, but we're going to try him and convict him again because of this robbery that he did, that he didn't serve enough time. But in actuality, they're saying to the media, to the world, we couldn't get him on the disappearance, but we got him now. So that's what all the media hype is. So that's why I'm trying to counteract and say, did y'all stop to think, did they do their research? They didn't do this, they didn't do that. Mm-hmm. This doesn't pan out, and I clearly think, Mr. X, that they never thought that Timothy had a family that would fight back. They thought, okay,
he's being railroaded.
Yes,
that's what it sounds like.
Exactly.
To me. He's being railroaded.
Exactly. They, at the time that they arrested him, they didn't go back and calculate his age.
Okay.
Timothy appeared on the Dr. Phil show back in October of 2017. The young man that the young lady came down with, he was 21 at the time. She was 17 or 18. He was a club promoter. He stated to the parents that she came down to pursue a modeling career. Then the mother of Brittany says, Peter, that's the young man's name, I feel like you had something to do with my daughter's disappearance. Yes, he did. First of all, he brought her down there without any permission from them. He was much older. And all of the pictures, you see the bear, you see the party and all of this. But there's not one time when Peter came on Dr. Phil, he came with a lawyer. His whole content, his body language says he's guilty of something. But there's not one time that the FBI agents went and questioned this young man. Neither the other three people that she came down with. It was 4 guys all together and 2 girls. Nobody ever got questioned.
Wow. That's crazy.
You wanna ask us some questions, Teach?
I just want to say something. That's crazy that they have all these other people who are obviously at least suspects or had something to do with the disappearance of this young lady, and they're not even questioning any of them. Okay. And then they're gonna pin everything on your child because of some old thing, an old case that he arrested Tom for. Yeah. Now that's crazy. That's crazy. It sounds like, oh wait, if we go question other people, then we're gonna have to backtrack. Then we're gonna have to admit that we're wrong. Then we're gonna have to.
Exactly. I was, Tanisha, I didn't mean to cut you off, honey, but I was in a meeting today in Charleston, and that was my exact explanation of everything. I said, they know that they're wrong. They know that they just couldn't pin this on him. This family didn't allow it to happen, but they're too whatever to come back and say, we made a mistake. We're going to let him go.
And they're going to have to be in jail all this. I mean, he ain't a baby, but I'm going to call him a baby because he's your baby. Yeah. They go put him in jail all of this time and know that they were. Now, it's really messed up because it's a lot of people in jail, Black men and Black women. And this is a obvious example of it, who are doing time for nothing. And I mean, sitting in the cell for nothing. And thank God he has you as a mother and that you care and that you're vigilant and getting this out, because there are people that they just sitting there. They don't have anybody to fight for them. You understand?
Yes.
And I, as a mother, I commend you, sis. Everything that you're doing for your baby is great. And with the help of the Most High and the ancestors, he ain't gonna be in there long. And I pray for whoever's watching, because being that this is live on YouTube, how is the lawyers, like the people who are representing your son, how is your relationship with them? Like, what are they doing? Because you're obviously active in getting your son acquitted from this case, from this crime, and from this time that he's doing. What are the representatives for him doing?
Well, 2 weeks ago, the judge dismissed his former attorneys because of ineffective counsel, because they convinced my son to take the plea. And he was appointed a new attorney a week and a half ago. So, and then we've had the help. We've gotten this far because we've had the help of the Minister of Law from Black Panthers, Mr. Bobby Worthy. Yes. He's the founder and the CEO of Justice League United. So we've been getting a lot of help from the Black Panther organization, a lot of legal, advice, a lot of legal mentoring. So, and the one thing that just seemed to have been a hush hush, we, through the help of Justice League United, we filed a jurisdictional challenge in February.
Okay.
We didn't hear anything. We filed a color of law complaint with the FBI agents in Columbia, South Carolina. We got, I think Mr. Bobby got one phone call. We never heard anything back. We sent petitions up to Washington to investigate this case. We never heard anything back. We had certified mail, so we know that they received it. This was done in January. In February, we went back to the federal court and we filed a jurisdictional challenge. What that does, and I can't quote the law as well as Mr. Worthy can, but it's a challenge that the federal government have to prove that they had the jurisdiction to come into the Union state, which South Carolina is a Union state, to even do this. And I went in March because we hadn't heard a response. And because I went on I think they call it the Pacer account, where you can see, the information of somebody that's in jail or incarcerated. And there was no evidence that we had filed it, but we had copies and we had the timestamp from the clerk of court. So when I walked in that day, they told me, oh, we don't show a record that this was, I didn't show them the copy at first. We don't have a record of you filing that. So I waited until they, tried to convince me that there was no record. And I pulled out the copy that I had.
Okay.
And when I pulled the copy out, the young lady says, 1 second. And she frantically went over to the guy and she started saying something, and you can see them kind of like ruffling and buffling. And she comes back and she says, well, I need, I'm going to have to call you back because somebody, whoever she referenced, wasn't there. And I said, okay. So I called Mr. Worthy. He said, okay, give them some time. Let them call you back. When she called me back, she says, oh, we found it. It's in the judge's chambers and we're waiting on him to tell us what to do with it. Mine, a challenge has to be answered. That is the law. That's their law. So from March until now, we have not heard what the judge intends to do with it. We have not heard of even a court date that even come in to, answer that challenge. So it's almost as though they want to sweep it under the rug. But it's something that has to be answered.
It sounds like they have no choice. They're gonna have to let him go. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
even if they go
out. I think he's getting out. Let me ask you this, Miss Taylor. Have you ever heard of Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under Law? Have you ever heard of those people?
I don't think I have.
Well, I have somewhat of a relationship with Kristen Clark. Those lawyers have actually been on my show. I want to get in contact with Miss Clark tomorrow. I want to get in contact with her, and I'm going to give her your information and see if she can help you out. Because here at old T.P.O.T, we have quite the reach. So I'm gonna give Mrs. Clark your information. As a matter of fact, I'm probably gonna send her a message tonight. I'm gonna give her your phone number too. I'm gonna tell her your story, and I'm pretty sure if she doesn't get in contact with you, Mr. Vance will probably get in contact because Mr. Vance has actually been on my show before. So I have somewhat of a relationship with them. So I'm going to get in contact with them. I'm going to send them a message, and hopefully they'll get in contact with you in the next day or two. Because you need some lawyers looking into this, and I really feel like Timothy is being railroaded. That's what I think. Okay. Ever since I read everything, because I read all the stories, I read all the articles, I saw the news clips, I saw him on Dr. Phil, I saw all of that crap, and I put it all together. And at the end of it all, you know what I said to myself? He's being railroaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under Law in contact with you. I'm gonna let them know who I am and tell them that they need to take a look at your case. And I'm gonna, if it's all right, I'll give them your phone number and email address too.
Yes, it's definitely okay.
Okay,
definitely
so
okay.
we're gonna see if we can do something, because see, here at old T.P.O.T, that's what we do here, y'all. Now, this girl that's allegedly missing, allegedly missing. No body, no DNA, no articles of clothing, no hair,
nothing,
no blood, no fingernail, not even a footprint. All they basically have is the word of some other brother who's in the penitentiary who trying to get something shaved off of his sentence. Okay, that's pretty much what's happening. And the crazy thing is, what they need to be doing is looking at it really carefully, because if he claims to know so much about the situation, he's probably more involved with the situation than I would imagine Timothy is. Okay, especially that he left out the fact that Timothy has one arm. Because how do you not notice that? You're describing someone and describing this crime and all this nonsense that went on. You left that out, huh? You left that out, along with all the other alleged assailants of this girl. Okay, so the whole thing stinks. Okay,
it sounds like she ran away. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Who knows?
I don't understand why even her parents wouldn't consider that. There is no, you ain't find, like you said, there's no evidence. She ain't leave a fingernail, a piece of hair, or nothing, an eyelash, or
a shoe,
whatever.
A sock.
No blood. I mean, that would be like the most important thing. Even if they threw her and what they said with alligators or crocodiles, whatever.
That's what the guy said.
It still would have been evidence prior to them throwing her into anywhere for anything to eat her up.
Yeah, because alligators ain't gonna swallow clothes. They're gonna cough that up.
Thank you.
So you would have found them clothes in that swamp, whatever swamp they claim they threw her in. You would at least found her clothes, her hair,
and
her shoes.
The judge asked the officers, did they search the alligator pits? Because she said she was in Charleston all her life and never knew of any alligator pits. She knew that we had alligators, and they said, oh, we searched them. And she said, well, what did you find? We didn't find anything. And she said, you searched the pits and you didn't find anything. And then one of the officers said, well, it's about 99 of them. She said, 99? Never knew they had alligator pits, you know? So it's just, everything is so horrendous. It's so crazy. And I mean, it's
trying to keep that baby with no evidence.
Well, you know, I happen to be a person that watches a lot of documentaries, and I know that alligators, I mean, they're gonna cough up clothes.
Yes.
They're gonna cough that up. If she had on dress, pants, jacket, shoes, they're not gonna eat the shoes. They're not gonna eat the jacket. They're not gonna eat the dress. They're just not. They're just not. So an article of clothing, something would have turned up. It would have turned up.
Exactly.
So I mean,
She ran away, or somebody kidnapped that girl, or she thought she was running away with somebody that ain't no damn good, and it sounded like they covering up for that.
possibly.
Yes.
So
But
it
who
really,
but who cares? Who cares? Timothy didn't do it.
right?
He didn't
Exactly.
do it.
Exactly.
He didn't do
Exactly.
it.
The
But
grandmother came on national television back in April and says she don't believe that she's dead.
Exactly.
So
Because the grandmother got common sense. I mean, the judge and the FBI, they don't have common sense. It's crazy that they're in charge of this stuff. Even forensic evidence. Are you kidding me? So the FBI is all investigating, but there's no intricate investigation of the actual case itself. It's like bullshit. Pardon my language, but it is.
well, it doesn't. None of it makes any sense because they say that this guy, okay, I forgot his name. What they say is Daquan Brown, I think his name was.
yes,
The inmate that's in the penitentiary trying to get some time shaved off his sentence, obviously.
yes,
They're saying that this is what he's saying. He's saying that he was at this trap house, and at the trap house, the girl was there being raped. He said that the girl ran out or whatever, and somebody went and caught her. She tried to escape. They pistol whipped her or something, brought her in the house, and he said he heard 2 shots. And the next thing you know, they was dragging something out in a sheet or something or another.
Which still makes no sense because
it makes sense. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So they didn't find any
if they
blood.
cleaned up, forensic scientists would have found blood with the light and all that. They would have found something.
Especially if she was shot. If she was supposedly shot twice,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
If she was shot twice, all right, and supposedly being raped and stuff in there. So you would have found a fingernail, you'd have found some hair, you'd have found something, you'd have found something in that house. And you said, Miss Taylor, that they searched that particular house, right? They did end up searching that house and found what?
Yes,
a big old zero, right? A big old zero.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a snow job, man. It's a snow job. Everything I read and seen, I mean, only thing I could come up with is it's a snow job. What I believe they're trying to do is they're trying to put the squeeze on him because they think he has something to do with it. That's why they're bringing these old charges back up on a federal level, something that he's already served state time for, which is kind of odd and kind of unprecedented, and I think it's even a little unconstitutional. That's why I'm going to put you in contact with the civil rights lawyers under law, because this is more so in their wheelhouse. So I mean, this is in their wheelhouse. So I'm going to get in contact with them. I'm going to write them a message when we get off the air and let them know what's going on with this case. I'll send them a little bit of literature about what's going on with the case and give them your information. And hopefully, on the strength of them knowing me, that they'll get in contact with you and, find out what's going on. So, I mean, we're going to stay on top of it too.
We've done research on Taekwon, and we found out that he's given false information to the police on several occasions.
Exactly. I read that too. That he's just a big old jackass liar. Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it even more disingenuous and suspicious, because you got this guy who's already locked, and I believe he's locked up for manslaughter or something. Yeah, he's locked up for manslaughter. I don't know why he would. Well, I do know why, because people do it all the time, where they just jump up and make up crap trying to, because sometimes when brothers is in the penitentiary, they have a lot of time on their hands. So, they like to entertain themselves with trying to ruin other people's lives. But I believe that this is just something he made up. Either he just made it up, or maybe he does know something about it, and he probably knows way more about it than he's letting on, and he's projecting that blame onto Timothy. Because like you said earlier, they talk about this girl being raped and beat up and shot and all this kind of stuff. How the hell did Timothy do all of that with
Right.
one arm? With one arm, he
Exactly.
did all of that, and he wrapped her up in the sheet, carried her down to the alligator pit,
Right.
threw her in there, took off all her clothes so they wouldn't find her clothes in the alligator pit, obviously, because none of that stuff was found. And you said they also searched that house and did not find any evidence in that so-called trap house that they said she was in, right? They found nothing. So
Nothing.
at this
Not only that, he was at school. He wasn't even there. So how he did it?
Exactly. Doesn't none of it makes any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I wanted to bring you on. I had spoke with Miss Robinson last week talking about her son, Jamarion, and she gave me your name. And I don't just jump up and call folks. Okay, I have to read up on their stuff to make sure they are who they say they are. So once I did all that reading, I called you because I knew that this story needed to be told, and I wanted to bring you on. And
I appreciate it.
And it's legitimate. I don't believe Timothy did this. Like I said, the robbery that they charged him with, I think that stinks. I mean, I don't just think this stinks. I think the whole damn thing stinks. But you know, that's just me. I'm a very biased person. But I think the whole thing stinks. But far as this case here, as far as them holding him, and the only reason why they're doing this is because of that freaking girl. That's the only reason why they're doing it. If it wasn't for this, if this guy hadn't came up and said this crap about Timothy, Timothy would be out. But see, they want to go ahead. They want to do him. They're giving him the O.J. Simpson treatment. We all know what that is, right? O.J. got off on the murder. So we get him in front of a court again. We're gonna try to hang him high because see, got away with that. So that's what I believe is happening to this young man right now. That's what I truly believe is happening. And like you said, a lot of the stuff that they said about his father and his uncle, I read up on it, and I found out that, you know, those charges was dropped and all that, but you don't hear that stuff. You don't hear
you don't hear.
That's why I'm glad you brought it out tonight, because you know my viewers are pretty savvy folks, so they might go look up the article, you know, and see what they see, and they have you on here now to explain that a lot of the stuff that's going on is just a bunch of freaking BS and hyperbole, and none of it is really factual. What they're trying to do, they're building a case because they don't have one.
Right. And can't even build it properly. I'm like, what the hell are they building it based off of?
You break it up, Teach.
Oh, hello. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, they really don't have anything to build a case off of, like of a jailbird who's in jail's word about something that didn't take place. Obviously, none of it. Even if what he said happened, right? Excluding, even if Timothy had something to do with it, which he didn't. Where the hell is the evidence? It's just so basic. It's just very, it's come on. It's bullshit. And then y'all talking about the FBI's. It's like, damn, well, y'all don't even know how to do your job. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. It's so fabricated. And I mean, Dr. Seuss could see that. Anybody, a person who writes fiction and children's stories, this is some make-believe horror story that this dude said out his mouth. Okay,
I agree.
And then they all with it. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then the judge doesn't know that he has one arm until the trial. What the hell is going on? The police doesn't know he has one arm until they go to arrest him. It's like it's like kindergartners, and kindergartners will have more sense than this. It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's ridiculous. It's so frustrating, and I can only imagine, sis, what you go through. But just sitting here and just listening to it, and prior to us getting on and knowing some things about the case, It's crazy. Like, even when you was talking, when I got on, I was so trying to just hold my mouth shut because I just wanted to say this shit is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense. And I don't understand it. And you said that the judge didn't get back to you. It's almost 3 months now. It's almost 3 months now. So nobody's saying anything. They're not even going to look at the paperwork that you filed. They couldn't even find it. They didn't even know where it was until you let them know, like, I got my copy.
Yep. They don't even acknowledge the fact that we filed that challenge.
I believe that Timothy's getting out. That is what I believe.
That's it.
I believe Timothy's getting out. The evidence is very, very non-existent. I mean, they're trying to build a case because they don't have one. Whenever authorities try to build a case, that means they don't have one.
Exactly.
I think he is a victim of criminal justice politics. I think he's a victim of law enforcement bullying, which happens a lot. And unfortunately, it's easy for them to get you wound into that circle of law enforcement freaking bullying, but it's hard for you to wind yourself out of it. It always takes more time to wind yourself out of it. But from what I see and from what I've read, and I mean, I've read it all, I've seen it all. I don't think your son's going to be in there much longer. I really don't. I don't.
There's nothing that can hold him on.
Yeah. I don't believe it. And like I said, I'm gonna get in contact with Mr. Vance, and I'm gonna get in contact with Mrs. Clark, because like I said, this is kind of in their wheelhouse. So I'm going to get in contact with them, and hopefully they can get in contact with you, Miss Taylor, and they can kind of figure something out, because like I said, this is kind of what they specialize in. They specialize in civil rights and, things of that nature. So, I mean, I'm going to get in contact with them, and I'm going to let them know that they need to talk to you. And hopefully, sometime down the road, I can get you back, maybe get Timothy back here, and maybe get Miss Clark here too, sitting on my show, talking about how Timothy's free.
Yes.
So we're gonna
what I've realized, Mr. X, I realized that it's bigger than Timothy. And what I want people to look at, and what I want them to hear, especially us people of color, that any one of us can be, in Timothy's shoes. Because how many innocent young Black men is sitting in jail because they accepted pleas, a plea deal, because they were forced into it. I've had parents, mothers come up to me and say, I'm so glad that you're fighting. I'm just sorry that I didn't fight for my son. My son was innocent, and he's sitting in there because we didn't have the resources to hire an attorney, to fight for his innocence. And I want people to know this tactic of the federal government, that you can serve your time in a state court, but whenever they want to, or whatever they want to do, they can very well bring you back in. And that's the awareness that I want people, to know. And we founded the TDT movement, and my goal is to one day do away with this law. Because you know what we were told? We were told this over and over again. It's not right, but it's legal. Come on. Where's the ethnic? Where's the morale of all of the moralness of all of this? And it affects, and I'm gonna be real, I'm not gonna sugarcoat, it affects us, people of color, because they never expect us to fight back. What if I didn't fight back? My son would have already been sentenced to 20 years in prison. And they would have been saying, and I can promise you, the agents probably would have gotten on TV and say, well, we couldn't pin him to the disappearance, but we got him. So that's what I want us as a people to be aware of, and if we don't even, place it in the color code, anybody, you serve a state time, whenever it's at their convenience, whatever they need it to be at that moment, they can bring you back in and say, okay, you didn't serve enough time. We can bring you back in and we can squeeze you, or we can hold this over your head to get what we want.
So, or try to get what they think you have or no.
Exactly.
I know you have something called the TDT movement. Won't you tell
Yes.
the folks about that?
The TDT movement, it was started after my son was arrested for all of this. We started back in, I think, January. The initial stands for Timothy JoAnn Taylor. And like I said earlier, in hope that when he gets out that he'll help with this organization. I have Miss Ayana sitting here, and she's the spokesperson for the movement. And it's just, we want to bring awareness to this tactic of the FBI. We really want, this is not something that I think that I will ever stop, even when Timothy is out, because I know how I felt. I tell people all the time that I repent that I started fighting when it hit my door. I hate the fact that I waited until it fell on my door to fight for us. And my goal is to take this as far as I can take it, even if it means going up to the White House and say, we need to change this law. This is not right. The judge says, I've heard of this, but I never heard of, it's unlikely for them to come back 5.5 years later and do this. So she knew exactly what was going on. And that's, our goal. That's what the movement is about, to help other people to fight, help other families to fight that think that they can't do it. If it's just us coming together in a rally in another state, I'm not looking to stay inside of South Carolina. I'm looking to go in other states and make people aware. I don't want another mother to feel what I'm feeling right now. I really don't, because it's heart-wrenching to know, first of all, he has one arm. On last week, and I'm going to get back to the TDT movement. On last week, one of the officers, my son was in there since October of 2017. The officer came to him 3 different times and told him to take his arm out of his shirt. He was there since October. You're telling me that officer did not know. And he says, Mama, she knew that I only have one arm. He said, I kept telling her, I only got one arm. She'll circle around, come back 5 minutes later, a white officer, young lady, Officer Bailey, because I'm not afraid, Officer Bailey. And he says, I finally got embarrassed enough that I pulled my shirt and says, I have one arm. Even after doing that, Mr. X, she came back 10 minutes later and yelled at him and said, didn't I tell you to take your arm out of your shirt?
Oh my.
So this, I never ever want another mother to feel what I'm feeling. We had to fight to get him in a medical ward. He has asthma. I mean, first of all, he's there for something he didn't do. And then you want to treat him like he's an animal.
Right.
So that's the purpose of this movement, the TDT movement. We have a website. For more information, you can go on tdt.org and you can just follow us, see some of the pictures of rallies and get a better understanding. We have a description of what we're about. And as time go on and we do more things, we'll place, other information on the website.
I'm going to attempt to pull it up if I can do it without screwing it up. I'm going to try to put it on the screen here. If I can do it without messing it up, because I have a tendency to mess these things up. Let me see. I know I had it up here. Okay. Let's see if I can pull my screen. I'm actually pretty good when I'm not in front of y'all. When I'm by myself, boy, that's what I'm a master. When I'm in front of y'all, though, shit messes up. Let me see. I just gotta pretend y'all ain't here. That's how I manage not to mess it up. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it on the screen. At least try. Anyway. Come on. Come on. And of course, it's not working.
Hmm.
Let's see. Let's see. Try something else here. Yeah, this has been a troubling night on the old TPO on the old T.P.O.T network. This is it's been quite the night. But what I can do though, at least I can do this, because I can't seem to pull up this damn thing that I was looking for. What I can do though is show y'all the picture of the brother. I can do that. I can do that though. All right. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. At least I ain't lost y'all. That ain't working either. God, why do I look frozen? Y'all can hear me though, right?
Yes,
Yes,
and we
we
can see you.
Oh, and you can see me.
Yes.
So it's just my shit that's messing up. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I can't pull it. It won't let me. So I was having this problem earlier too. It wouldn't let me unmute. This is Taylor's.
Well, will you be able to put the link to TDT on the website, on the Prophet of Thought website?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it like that because
Yeah. Because at least people can just click on the link, like if they go on the page and they can just click on the link and then go straight directly to there. Is there a GoFundMe also for it?
We're actually in the process of getting that fixed so that it is the icon is there, but we're not able to use it yet.
Yeah, because
Okay.
she sent me all of that. I'm looking at it. But for some reason I can't seem to get it to come up. It's not coming up. I can't get it up for some reason. It won't let me pull it up.
Well, I'm sure that if it's not working on the website, there's other avenues, other ways that people can get in touch with you in order to donate or offer any type of help or assistance that they may be able to offer you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna try to get in contact with Miss Clark, with Miss Kirsten Clark and Mr. Vance. I'm gonna try to talk to them because, like I said, I do have somewhat of a relationship with them. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in contact with them, give them her information, and see if they
Most
can do
definitely.
something. See if they can do something about this, man.
Yeah.
Because this is not only is this absurd, it's wrong, and I think it's
On
somewhat
so many
unconstitutional.
levels, it's hard, like
Yeah,
it's way wrong. Yeah.
yeah, and it's unconstitutional as well.
Very.
So I mean, we got a crisis. We got a constitutional crisis. Okay, we got a constitutional crisis, and we need to fix this. Okay, we need to fix this. We have to fix it. I mean, and I don't know what the hell is going on right now, y'all, but all of y'all are just frozen. Can y'all see me? Y'all
Yes.
can
Yes,
see
we
me.
can.
Y'all are just, I'm
See
just
you
looking
and
at,
each other.
all I'm seeing is two frozen ass faces right now. All I'm looking at. I see
Well, at least you can hear us.
two frozen faces.
Oh
I
my
hear
God.
I hear y'all talking, but y'all faces is just frozen. And I look at I'm looking at my screen. I'm just frozen. Just looks like I'm looking up in the sky. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's just frozen in that position. And I don't know why. I don't know why it's just frozen. Everything just kind of froze up. I don't know what to do. I might have to go out and come back in. I don't even know. But right now it just seems to be, I mean, things are messing up, man. I've been having problems with my computer tonight. I've been having a lot of problems with my computer tonight. And I don't know what it is. I've been having problems with it tonight.
Well, you said it was storming and carrying on the weather.
Yeah, it's been like that for like the past. It's rained. We've had storms 15 out of the last 16 days down here.
New York was carrying on for a few days too. I thought it was gonna rain again today, but it didn't. So, but let me not speak too soon.
I don't know. It may be the end of the world. I don't know. But
whatever. Well, they need with all of this crap going on. They need to blow it up and start over. I'm sorry. I'd be one of the people. I'd be like, I'm raising my hand. Yes, Lord, if I am ready. So let's go. I'm serious. Because this is ridiculous. Now, did he go out? Uh-oh, we lost. Oh, he come. Wait, I see a froze. I don't know if he ain't go completely out. Maybe he think he did. The little icon is up on there.
Oh, yeah.
Because that'd be good if he can show it. But even if not, if he could put the link to your web site up there, that'd be good. At least people can see it. You know what I'm saying? People can donate. If they can't, the GoFundMe link don't work. They have your email address. They have other ways to reach you. Because this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. It's like,
yes,
it doesn't even. It's so frustrating because there's nothing logical to it. It doesn't make any type of sense. That's why it's so literally frustrating. Like, I commend your patience because you see how hype and I have 4 sons. My oldest is 17, so I can't even. I don't want to even imagine it. But really, realistically, I have to because I have 4. So it's like I have to think about like, damn. So this is just really. Not that I don't know this, but to see we're really like every step we take is a setup. It's something for us to fall, especially for our men. This is crazy. This is crazy. And then they know that the baby ain't do it. And then this chick want to walk back and forth. I want to, just in case we're still on, just in case we're still like up on YouTube, I don't want to really curse, but this chick, I could figure it out what I'm really calling her in my head, want to walk back and forth to take your arm out your shirt. I wouldn't even answer her no more. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't even said nothing to her.
All right.
How many times you got to say the same thing?
I just dropped out, y'all. Maybe y'all didn't realize it, but I had dropped out.
Yes, we did. We realized it.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Teach my stuff is messing up tonight, man. You know.
Well, give thanks that at least we're all on and we can see and hear you, because it was at one point where we couldn't even. You wasn't even able to put what sis was saying up on there. It was crazy.
I wouldn't mind if it messed up if I had old BS guest, but if I got a good guest, I don't want shit messing up.
Yeah.
Some of the guests I be having, I be wishing that the shit would go off.
You know what?
I be wishing it.
Pardon for former guests of T.P.O.T. He doesn't mean it.
I be wishing it just cut off. I be wishing it was a storm just happened and everything just goes black.
Oh no.
I be wishing everything goes black.
But even though you can't show the T.P.O.T.org, you are able to put it up. You can let people know still to put it up on. You're going to put it up on the Prophet of Thought series.
Yeah. We're going to put what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead when I'm done with this stream and I do the mix down and everything. You know, I'm going to put it in there. Do all of that. Oh snap! I see my man Reese in the house. What's good, Reese? I see you up there, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna put it.
Donate to TDT.org.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all that stuff up there. I'm gonna put the stuff up there. I'm gonna put the stuff up there for the TDT movement. I'm going to make sure that I stay on top of this because, like I said, I'm going to get in contact with my people because that's right. T.P.O.T. does have people.
Yes.
You look through T.P.O.T. archives, you'll see the type of people that T.P.O.T. know too. Yeah. So we're going to do that. What I want you to do, Miss Taylor, is make sure that you stay in contact with us.
Yes, definitely.
I have your information. You know, make sure you bring us up to speed. And when, I'm not going to say if,
When exactly?
When Timothy gets out, I want you and Timothy back on
the
here.
show. Facts. Oh my goodness.
I want y'all back on here. You said that you had a spokesperson for the TDT movement there.
Yes.
If she wanted to get on and say a few things, I mean, she's more than welcome to, get up and get on and say, whatever she wants to say, if she wants to. If she wants to, if not.
And she's actually, Timothy just called rather.
Okay.
So she's taking his call.
Oh, any way we can get that on speakerphone so I could talk to the brother?
Yes. Okay, she's bringing him in now.
Okay.
Now we'll just put him on speaker. Okay, can you hear us, Deshaun?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can go ahead, Mr. X.
What's up, brother Taylor? What's good? I don't know if you can hear me. My name is X from T.P.O.T Media, and I've been talking to your mom about your story, and I'm going to put some people in contact with your mother, some people that I think can help, because I feel like you're being railroaded, brother. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, go a little closer to the thing.
Okay. He wants me to bring it a little closer. Okay.
Okay. I was saying, did he hear what I said, or should I say it again? Did you hear what I said, brother?
He wants you to repeat it.
Okay. I've been.
Go ahead. It's noise in the back.
Okay.
He can't
Okay.
echo that out.
Well, what I was saying is that I've been talking to your mother about your story. I've read your story. I feel like you're getting railroaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some people in contact with your mom that I think could possibly help. And your mom is going to stay in contact with us. We're going to stay on top of this story because that's what T.P.O.T does. We're going to stay on top of the story. And like I said, we're going to put some people in contact with your mom. And I want you and your mom back on my airways when you come home. All right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Did he hear me?
Yes, sir. He said yes, sir.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to get on that, and hopefully these people will get in contact with your mom in the next couple of days. And I want you on my airways, man, when you get home. I better get the first interview when you get home.
That's right.
If I look up and see you on NBC or CNN or something, man, I'm be hot. So I better see you up on here first. You be like, nope, I gotta go on T.P.O.T first.
That's
I already.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right then. Like I said,
God bless you. Stay strong, man.
Yeah, man. We fight. We out here, man. We gonna help your mom's fight, man. We got your back.
Right.
Trust that.
You got a great mom. You got a great mother. You got a great mother. She's making all of this possible with the help of the Creator.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna help your mom as much as we can, brother. All right.
He said, "Thank y'all."
All right.
Yeah.
Stay strong in there, man. Stay out of trouble too. All right.
God bless. Ancestors protection. Yeah.
Remember, first interview, T.P.O.T. First
Yes.
interview, T.P.O.T. I better not see you on ABC, CNN. I want to see you right here. Right
He
here.
said,
When you
okay,
get,
He can do that.
all right. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Stay strong, brother.
That's right. Now the other sister that's representing TDT.org, she wants to say a couple of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
However you want. You can just generalize it.
Hey everybody,
Hey,
How
what's
you
up?
doing?
What's going on?
my name is Ayana Gilliard, and she calls me the spokesperson, but I'm really her personal assistant. I'm just here to help her with anything, pretty much anything that she needs help with. I write stuff for her. I make mission statements.
Yeah.
Anything she need me to do, that's what I'm here for. That's all I'm here for. So
That's great.
Okay.
that's pretty much it.
We also, through her, we did a YouTube clip when we first started the TDT movement, just introducing ourselves. So we do have a 31 minute, like a 1 minute YouTube clip telling what the movement is all about.
Okay.
Well, it was good talking to Brother Taylor tonight.
Mhm.
I was kind of hoping that would happen. I didn't mention it, but I was kind of hoping that would happen. Yeah, but Miss Taylor, I mean, we appreciate you coming on. I know we have a whole bunch of technical difficulties. You know, it happens here at T.P.O.T. We are haunted by ghetto ghosts. So we're haunted by ghetto ghosts, and they refuse to be exorcised. So I guess they're here as long as this network is going to be up. Now they could never stop us. They could never stop us from doing what we're doing. But they always have a tendency to make it a little more difficult. But I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate your self-described personal assistant coming on. And I appreciate brother Timothy talking to us tonight. And like I said, I believe that he's going to get out, just for the simple fact that what's going on with him is a big old snow job. And I think all what really needs to happen is we need to get some people in there who can prove it to be a snow job and plow y'all out of there and bring the brother home. So we're gonna try to make that happen. And like I said, make sure you stay in contact with us, madam, because we want to stay on top of what's going on with Timothy. Because if you don't get in contact with me, I'm definitely going to be in contact with you, because I'm gonna want to know what's going on as far as the lawyers, whether or not the civil rights lawyers got in contact with you. So I will be back in contact with you. And at the end of this, and this is what I tell everybody when I come to the end of one of these shows, that I want all of you mothers at the end of this series, because this is the Prophet of Thought series. At the end of this series of these stories that we are allowing you women to tell about your children, at the end of it, I want all of you to come back on at the end. I have a couple more people lined up. I don't want to say their names because they haven't fully committed to coming on as of yet. But well, I guess I could. One person, Monty Benjamin, their son Javis Benjamin, and also Daphne Robinson, mother of Jabril Robinson. I'm gonna have one of them on next week, then another one on the following week. I'm going to get back in contact with Miss Robinson to see if she has any more people to keep me in contact with, because I want to keep this series going for at least 5 to 6 weeks. And then what I want to do, I want to invite all of you back. I want all of you to come back for one last show and give us all an update of what's going on with your cases, what's happening with the courts, what's happening with the judges, with the district. I want all of you ladies to come back, and we're gonna have a big old show. We're gonna have a T.P.O.T reunion with all you mothers, and everybody's gonna get to tell their story and give us the updates. So I want to go ahead and get that commitment from you now. If you wouldn't mind coming back on in possibly another 3 to 4 weeks with everybody else, to give us the update of what has happened since.
No, I don't mind, and I'm fully committed. I appreciate you as well.
Okay.
I'm just grateful that you decided to put us on your platform so that we can get this story out there. I was begging and hoping and praying for some national attention, and just for somebody to pick it up that'll send it to somebody else, that'll send it to somebody else. So I appreciate you all as well. And I've enjoyed, even though in the midst of anger, I still got the laugh, and I thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what happens here on T.P.O.T. I mean, T.P.O.T. now, don't get me wrong. We're a serious operation. Okay, we get it done, and we do stuff for our folks. But you know,
Fact.
I mean, we get it in too now. I mean, I'm being relatively mild on this show because everybody who follows T.P.O.T, they know how X get down. So I mean, but when it comes to our folks, man, I mean, we look out for our folks. We do. I mean, we look out for our folks. We don't do a lot of lip service here at T.P.O.T. I mean, we'll do what we need to do for our folks. We'll make the phone calls. We'll make things happen. We'll reach out to people. We know lawyers. We know doctors. We know cops. We know these people. So we'll reach out. We'll reach out to where we can reach out and try to make something happen. I mean, we'll do that. That we'll do. And you have our commitment to that. Like I said, tonight I'm going to write Kirsten Clark tonight and let her know about this story. And hopefully by tomorrow morning or the next day, she'll be trying to get in contact with you. And, if not her, definitely Mr. Vance will be getting in contact with you. And, they'll see where they can take it from there. And like I said, this is what they do. They get people out of jail who are in there for BS. Okay. They get people out of jail who are in jail for BS. So I think they can help you. So I'm going to get in contact with them and see what they can do for you.
Okay, thank you.
Just make sure that they just make sure you stay in contact with me so we can know what's going on. And like I said, when Timothy get out, which I don't think won't be that long from now, I want you and him to come back on the show and talk about it. All right.
Yes.
Definitely.
All right. So
Thank you, Tanisha. It's nice meeting you, and thank you.
Yes,
All the way
thank
from New
you,
York.
Taylor.
Thank you.
God bless you. You're beautiful, mama. Blessings to you and your family.
absolutely. And like I said, thank you, Miss Taylor, for coming on, and we appreciate you. And stay in contact with us.
Yes.
I will.
All right. Thank you very much,
All right.
madam. We appreciate it.
God bless.
Thank you.
Peace.
Excellent. Okay, good.
Yeah. So we just got off the line with Miss Taylor after a bunch of fucking up, like an hour of fucking up. Jay Shine, what's good, man? I see you up there, brother. Brother Faulkner, see you up there too. I see my man Maurice up there. All that. Yeah. We just got off the line with Miss Taylor, and as y'all was listening in, her son Timothy Taylor's being railroaded. He's being accused of doing all this stuff, murdering somebody and taking their body and throwing it in an alligator pit, and the brother only got one arm. I'd probably have a hard time doing that shit with two arms. So this brother ain't doing all that with one arm. You know what I'm saying? So what the hell happened to Teach? What the hell happened to Teach? I lost her too. Yeah, but unfortunately, y'all, these things happen to us, especially us black men. Especially us black men. I mean, we have a tendency to find ourselves, man, in the midst of these crazy, crazy, crazy criminal justice situations, man. And a lot of times, man, it's hard for us to get out of it, especially if we don't have nobody, especially if we don't have anybody out there fighting for us. Luckily for him, he has lawyers, he has his mom, he has people behind him, he has his family. So, a lot of that stuff makes a difference, man. It often makes a difference, It makes a difference when you got people out there who will fight for you, fight for your rights, get you lawyers, make these things, possible. So, I mean, we have to, we have to keep that in mind that oftentimes, man, now don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people in prison that their asses belong in there. Okay. It's not like everybody that's in prison is innocent. Anyone who believes that is a goddamn fool. Everybody in prison is not innocent, but there are a lot of innocent people in prison. Okay. There are a lot of people, innocent people in prison, and I believe that Timothy Taylor is one of them. So, I mean, we're going to do what we can to try to look out for the brother, you know, try to look out for him, try to look out for his moms, you know, and see if we can make something happen. Because, you know, here at T.P.O.T, like I said, you know, we do deal with different sorts of people. We know a whole different swath of people, and we're going to try to reach out to some of our people, man, that we are connected to, and we're going to try to see if we can do something, you know, to try to help out and see what's going on. Like I said, man, for the next few weeks, man, I'm gonna be bringing y'all stories like this. Hopefully, I can bring y'all stories like this, minus the freaking screw ups and the mess ups and the damn minus that. You know what I'm saying? Minus the screw ups and the mess ups and the cutting off and the blanking out and all that kind of nonsense. You know, so I'm gonna try to bring y'all a story like this every Wednesday. Okay, I'll bring y'all a story like this every Wednesday. Trust me, I am. I'm going to bring y'all a story like this every Wednesday for the next probably 4 to 5 weeks. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be bringing y'all stories like this. Okay. Now, if you find value in this content, feel free to hit this here. Okay. Feel free to hit this damn Streamlabs chat right there that just showed up. Should be right here somewhere. All right. If you're feeling generous, if you find value in this kind of content, if you don't, you don't, but you should. Okay. But you should try to drop a few coins in that bucket right there. Okay. And if you're feeling generous with some likes, make sure you put a few likes up in here. All right. Put a few likes up in here, you know, because you know, here at old T.P.O.T, we try to bring you shit that opens your mind, man. You know, that's what this has always been about. We always gonna try to open your damn minds. You know, we're not really here to provide entertainment. The only way you will be entertained on T.P.O.T is if you're a person who wants to have their mind open. If having your mind open is entertainment to you, then you will be entertained. Okay? We're going to be bringing you serious shit, serious real life stories. No made up shit. No BS. We're going to be bringing you serious, real live stories that's really affecting people's lives. No BS. That's what we're going to be doing for the next few weeks. Okay. We're going to give you some insight on what's going on with some of our people. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give you some insight about what's going on with some of our people. Because y'all know, a lot of us, we often talk about the struggle and what we go through as Black people and white supremacy and all that kind of stuff. We often do that. We often talk that talk. We do. But at any given time, someone is doing way better than you. But guess what? At any given time, someone's doing way worse than you. And I think sometimes we as people, man, we lose sight of that. We get so caught up in the fact of what we got going on in our personal lives. And a lot of us, we have no idea how fortunate we are that some of the shit that's happening to other folks isn't happening to us. Because regardless of anything else, man, brothers like Timothy Taylor could be any of us, man. It could be any of us. It could be any of us. It could be me, could be you. All right. It could be your brother. It could be your father. It could be your son. Because guess what? He's got a mother. That's her son. He's got a father. That's his son. He's probably got sisters and brothers. That's their brother. Okay. That's their brother. He's probably got children. That's their father. So, I mean, you know, us black folks, we only about 2 or 3 people removed from that shit being us. All right. So these kind of stories that I'm going to be bringing you over the course of the next couple weeks, these stories are going to be about real life stuff that's going on in people's lives. Okay. Things that could happen to any of us. Things that can happen to any of us. And we need to keep that in mind. We really do. We need to keep that in mind, because not for nothing, I would like to think that if something like that happened to me, if I had to go through something like that, I would like to think that I would have people at the very least trying to help me fight to get out from under it, because I think the brother's getting railroaded. Okay. From what I read, the brother's getting straight railroaded. Okay. He's getting railroaded. So I would like to think that if I was getting railroaded in that manner, that someone, okay, that someone would be looking out for me. Someone would be putting my story out there. Someone would be talking about it. Someone would be helping my family fight something. Okay. I would like to think that. I really would. I would like to think that that would be the case. So this is why I'm bringing y'all these stories. And like I said, after I've wrapped all the stories up, I'm going to get in contact with everybody that was on this show, and I'm going to have all these people on at one time and give them an opportunity to give us the update of what they got going on at this particular time. All right. So I just want to share that with y'all. And let y'all know that T.P.O.T, we are about our folks. Now, don't get me wrong. I do give our folks a hard time. Okay. I do give our folks a hard time. All right. I mean, because a lot of times I don't believe in giving people pat on the backs. I like to give them kicks in the ass, because I think that's a lot more effective. Okay. But at the same time, every now and then we'll break down and we'll have some people on our show that are going through some shit. Okay. People who actually need our support, need us to look out for them, put them in contact with certain people that they may not have any access to. I mean, it's not the first time that we've done this on T.P.O.T, and it's probably not going to be the last time. All right. Just like I got in contact with some people down in Atlanta that I know for Mrs. Monterio Robinson. I did that as well. All right. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to help these people as much as I possibly can. Okay. If I'm connected to some people that can help them, I'm going to get in contact with those people so they can help them. All right. Because like I said, T.P.O.T, we ain't just about to talk, man. Trust me, we're not. All right. Like I said, you check through my goddamn archives, you'll see that we fought a lot of people's causes. So this ain't no different. We're going to look out for this brother. We're going to look out for his moms, and we're going to keep y'all up to date on what's going on with it. All right. And like I said, maybe in a few weeks, we'll have her back. And who knows, down the road, we might have the brother on here too. Because I told him, because I actually talked to him tonight from the jail. And I told him, I said, when you get out, you need to come on T.P.O.T first. Not NBC, not ABC, not CBS, not none of that shit. T.P.O.T first, brother. First. And he said, yeah. So there you go. But anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I was waiting to see if Teach was gonna come back on. I don't think she is, but like I said, next week we're gonna be doing the same thing, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna bring y'all another story. At least this story here, okay? At least this story, the brother hasn't been killed. Next week, I don't know. The story that I bring on next week will probably be another story about a brother who was killed by the police meaninglessly. Okay. I don't want to say exactly who it's going to be because I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'm still kind of, in the midst of making it happen. No one has committed to coming on next week, but I'm committed to bringing somebody on next week. I'll say that. So y'all make sure y'all have y'all black behinds here next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. All right. And what you need to do is make sure you have your black behinds here tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for the Unicorn 4 broadcast. Lady Ming, Lady Cass, Lady Classic, Lady Kendra, the Unicorn 4 will be up here tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about black men and black women who has more hate. That's right. Who has more hate? So make sure you hear tomorrow right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page for that, because you know the Unicorn 4 always lays down a good show. And also, I need you to go on down to Prophet of Thought series on Facebook. That's right, Prophet of Thought series on Facebook. That's the main page. Go there, like, follow the page, share some of the stuff on there, check it out. There's always some good stuff on there. You can also catch up with the Unicorn 4 there as well. And also, make sure you go to the T.P.O.T bandwagon page on Facebook. Go ahead, send us a friend request. I'll make sure you get that request click quick. Also, make sure you stop by the T.P.O.T fan group page. That's right, the Prophet of Thought series group page. I mean, we creeping up on 3,000, I believe, the last time I checked. Let's go ahead and make it happen. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I can't believe almost 3,000 of y'all actually like to listen to X talk shit. I appreciate it. I'm shocked. I'm honored. So make sure you get on down there to the Prophet of Thought series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead, request to be a member. You'll get accepted like that. Trust me. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Prophet Thought on Instagram. You go ahead and you follow us on Instagram. You guarantee to follow back when I get around to checking it. And also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. That's at T.P.O.T Media on Twitter. That's at T.P.O.T Media on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, or I'm going to haunt your black ass in your sleep for the next 6 months. And also, get on down there to the website, the old Prophet of Thought series website. It's www.don'teventreit.wikifoundry.com. That's www.don'teventreit.wikifoundry.com. Go down there, some good stuff on there too. You can see some of the old X archives from the Nubia Hood radio days. Also, the bio of the Prophet of Thought series, and you can catch up with the Unicorn 4 there as well. And make sure you stop by the Tribute of the Fallen. If you run by the Tribute to the Fallen and you got somebody that you want tribute to be paid to, make sure you hit me up in my email, send me their name, send me their photo, and I'll make sure they get on the Tribute to the Fallen carousel. And also coming soon on the website, Teacher Tanisha will be on there. And Teacher Tanisha has her own online store now. That's right. She has her own online store. It's called Wind and Water. Pretty soon you'll be able to connect with Teacher Tanisha and purchase some of her products right there on the old Prophet of Thought series website. That's coming soon. Probably sometime the end of this week, you'll be able to get up there. And she has a lot of good merchandise for sale. She sells hats, t-shirts, boxes, necklaces, rings, jewels, bracelets. I mean, all kinds of stuff Teacher is selling. So I'm just working on getting the pages up and all that. So pretty soon you can come on down to the website and check out Teacher Tanisha's online store as well. So with that, I will leave you with 3 words, like I always do. Oh, let me give you 3 more words too. Thanks for watching. Open your minds, and we out of here, y'all.
The Prophet of Thought series.
Peace, folks.